Okay, fight fans and fight fiends, welcome back to Manny's Thoughts. I, of course, Manny MTL or Manny Montreal. Make sure to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and obviously, thefightcity.com. As usual, I'll give you guys my thoughts on what's going down in the world of combat sports. Let's get started. So normally I give you guys congratulations, but last week was Christmas week and, well, not much going on to talk about. And as far as news and rumors are concerned, if you go to my last week's video, we're pretty much up to date. Lots of rumors going around, but nothing confirmed as of yet. However, I'm going to take this moment to give you guys a short list of mine. The top 7 fighters from Montreal to watch out for in 2018. Now this list is going to be based on a few things and we'll go through that. And before I get to those mentions, I do want to exclude 2 fighters automatically. So excluded from this list would be the champion Adonis Stevenson, since he only fought once last year. And also excluded is newly crowned champion Arthur Beterbiev, for the same reason. Despite becoming champion, he only fought once last year, and this is more about guys to watch on the come up. Now for my list of 7 fighters to watch out for. There isn't a huge particular order, but number 1 is number 1. So, Mathieu G-Time Germain, 28 years old. I call him a throwback fighter. He fought 4 times in 2017, January, June, October, and then closed the year in December on the undercard of the HBO show here in Quebec. Fantastic stuff from him. I'm looking forward to his 2018. Please look out for Mathieu G-Time Germain. Next on that list, a heavyweight, Simon Keane. Now, as far as heavyweights go, we don't have a lot of choices. However, Simon Keane has been doing what he can at being active. And active he has been, ladies and gentlemen. 12-0 with 11 KOs. Fought in January, then in April, then in June, then in October, then in December. His last 4 fights were all KOs. Simon Keane is coming along. Looking forward to a big fight from him in 2018. He's already got a fight slated for February. I think something big will happen come summertime for Simon Keane, so keep your eyes peeled on that. Next up on this list, the youngest as far as boxing career is concerned on this list, Jordan Balmier, 24 years old, only his 2nd year as a pro. Technically promoted independently, has done some stuff with Rixa Promotions and Groupe Yvon Michel. Jordan Balmier also not afraid to travel. Very busy in 2017. Will be extremely busy in 2018 if he has it his way. 7-0 with 5 KOs, and most of that is from 2017. Fought in January, fought in April, fought in June, fought in October, fought in December. All beautiful fights from young Jordan Balmier. Look out for this young man. Next on that list, also a young gun on this list, Patrice Volny. Beautiful, beautiful stuff from this middleweight. Definitely made it a year to remember for him. Started off in February, then in April, then in June, then July, then October, then December. Now 10-0 with 7 KOs. This 28-year-old is definitely a middleweight to look out for. Patrice Vicious Volny. Next up on that list, an Olympic standout. It's for good reason. He's starting to collect hardware and a world title is around the corner. 2018 might just be the year that the world gets to see Custio Clayton, folks. 13-0, 9 KOs. He's 30 years old. He is now your WBC Continental Americas champion, your IBF welterweight champion, and your WBO international champion. He fought in April, June, and December. All big fights, all for titles. He's had a bit of a rough go at making this happen, but trust me, if the BS of the boxing business can stand out of this man's way, we will have another world champion. Next on that list, maybe the most underrated boxer in all of Quebec, Eleider Storm Alvarez. He didn't fight that much, but he had some massive fights in 2017. And when we talk about the business of boxing getting into boxers' ways, well, Eleider Storm Alvarez is a perfect example, having held on to #1 contendership for almost 3 years now. With Adonis Stevenson only having fought once in the last year, and soon to be 2 years, Eleider Alvarez fought Lucien Bute in February, and then Jean Pascal in June. That is a massive boxing year for any boxer. Eleider Storm Alvarez, here's hoping Lady Luck is on your side. In 2018, you get to shine like you deserve. Last but not least, my favorite, folks. 2017 was by far this young man's year. The Odyssey continues with the fastest man in Montreal, quite possibly North America, dare I say the planet. Yves Ulysses, in my book, 16-0 with 9 KOs. If you go according to BoxRec, they got a mistake on there. They got it 15-1. 29 years old. He fought in January, fought in March, fought in June, fought in October, fought in December. 5 times in a year. In March, he put on a performance of a lifetime against a young man named Zachary Ochoa. Golden Boy and everybody else was picking Zachary. This kid was a young phenom, and Ulysses beat the brakes off of him. Then in June, he fought Ricky Sismondo, who had 2 massive fights against some of his stablemates, and was clearly becoming an underdog monster. Yves Ulysses made him look like an amateur. Then he had a beautiful victory over Steve Claggett. And to cap that off, opening up the HBO Billy Joe Saunders David Lemieux undercard on HBO for the world to see, Yves Ulysses put down what was quite possibly one of the greatest boxing performances from a Montrealer that I can remember. Cletus Seldin was a knockout machine, an undefeated one no less, having fought twice on HBO and clearly being the commentator's favorite. Again, they made Yves Ulysses the underdog. 3 knockdowns in that fight. Yves Ulysses boxed the ears off of Cletus Seldin. Made him look like an amateur. Made this hammer have no nails. Yves Ulysses, when given the proper circumstances to work, i.e. a big ring, which is my big recommendation to Eye of the Tiger for 2018 and Interbox, please do not let this young man fight in a small ring ever again. He needs room to paint. Masterpieces take space, and Yves Ulysses will deliver if you give him the canvas. Go watch that fight again. It's perfect. Perfect. He engages at will. Even admits that he was being cautious of the power. This isn't a Floyd Mayweather patting himself on the back after the fight. This is a young man looking at all of you for approval after doing such a magnificent performance. Still, he looks out into the crowd and to see if he's finally going to be recognized as the favorite. Yves Ulysses, 2018. Hopefully you still act like an underdog, but you will be the clear favorite. Montreal's #1 boxer in this fight fiend's mind, Yves Ulysses. Thank you for 2017. 2018 is all yours, buddy. Okay, so as far as what we can watch this week, we got a couple things. New Year's is going to be good to us. They're not going to let us hang dry. Friday the 29th, probably, listen, there's a lot of stuff happening in Japan. I don't know why, but thank you, Japan.
The time in Tokyo, Japan is 6:33 a.m. on Thursday.
Okay, so they are 14 hours ahead of us. Okay, so Japan is 14 hours ahead of us. So I'm not entirely sure what time any of these things are going on from Japan. So please stay tuned to my Twitter and Facebook. I will keep you updated. Nonetheless, here we go. Friday the 29th, we got Ryzen MMA's Grand Prix tournament finale. Quick mention on there, Ian McCall is going to be on that Saturday from Japan. Again, with the whole time frame thing, I'm not sure at what time, but we got the WBO Super Flyweight title on the line. Naoya Inoue, 14-0 and 12 KOs. He is named the Monster, and it's for good reason. He's defending his title against Yoon Boyer. It's going to be a great night of fights. Also on that card, brother Takuma Inoue and Ken Shiro, who's 11-0, who's going to be defending the WBC light flyweight title. A lot of smaller weights going on, but trust me, that usually means we're going to get to see some clean boxing. Also going down in Kazakhstan on Saturday, you're going to have to look up RussiaBoxingTV.com. But going down in Kazakhstan, there's this massive card, bunch of young undefeated fighters. I'm really looking forward to it. Also on Saturday, thank you UFC. You're going to get some of this live on TSN and on Fight Network and on Fight Pass, but the main card's going to be on pay-per-view. UFC 219, Cyborg versus Holm, undercard Khabib versus Barboza. It's going down in Las Vegas. That is a solid night of fights. Saturday night, December 30th. Perfect thing to do before New Year's Eve. Last but not least, New Year's Eve day or night, I'm not entirely sure, again from Japan, Taguchi Melindo, the IBF WBA light flyweight titles on the line. Also on the undercard, the IBF minimum weight and WBO flyweight titles are on the line. All this is going down from Japan. You got Japan on Friday, you got Japan on Saturday, you got Japan on Sunday. Japan me up. Thank you very much, Japan. Make sure to check out all those fights. That's it for me this week. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Check out my Patreon page. Doesn't cost you much. Throw a tip my way. I'd greatly appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys.